I have lots of questions, but I'll just try one, which is, can you say something about bigger and bigger data? Is that just sort of like we have bigger hard drives, so it's not an issue, or do you see sort of the fire hose issue looming?
As far as the management aspect?
Yeah, in other words, for some folks, data sets are increasing by orders of magnitude. So I'm just curious if you see kind of a step change, or do you see issues on the horizon about people handling data sets orders of magnitude larger than they're used to?
We are actually, and it was interesting, we just had a conversation with a master's student in computer science who is trying to address some of those questions. The nature of science is really changing, as you say, and there's a lot of expertise that's required to handle these data sets that may not inherently be in the training that you have for the science that you're doing. So yes, I would definitely say that we're going to see more and more need to be able to handle large data sets. Right now, there's really a dichotomy both in at what point they need help with it. Is it really just a matter of bits and bytes and having the space to handle it? But there's also the ability to actually analyze that and the technical skills that are needed. So I think that there's two different trajectories that we're going to have to look into. On the other hand, to date, I think that the people that are generating these really large data sets tend to have the expertise to handle it. I think that's going to change as we move forward, and I think that Cornell needs to directly address that.
To add to that, over the years I certainly have seen a change. I see clients coming in with huge data sets. I also see a change on how this is being handled. Often now, clients come in with their computer scientist at the same time. So several years ago, and even still nowadays, statistician and computer science don't speak too much to each other. I see much more a dialogue going in and a realization that actually they have to work together. Computer scientists need statisticians and statisticians need computer science. At the Cornell Statistical Consulting Unit last summer, we had outsiders come and teach a software bootcamp. We're going to have one in January, a data bootcamp, which is basically giving to researchers some of the tools, the easy computer tools that might help them with dealing with the increased size of the data. I think everybody will need to develop some of these additional computational tools. And indeed, there is a big shift in that. We'll try to deal with it.
So I'm going to have a quick question. One quick question.
All right, I'll make this quick. Keith, you've been currently giving some GIS consulting support. Are you feeling overwhelmed, and is there something from the process that these other groups have gotten to developing a service group that we need to learn?
Well, in my work, and I'll be talking about this during my lightning talk, I've certainly seen traffic for GIS consultations go up and up and up every year. And so I'm hoping to learn how they manage it all. Because they have much more established groups with a larger pool of resources in terms of staff and time. So I'm interested in just learning everything I can.
Yes, so I think indeed something will need to be set into place. The nice part about having a group is, I'm sure for Keith, it's difficult to work by himself. I think it's nice to work and being able to rely on colleagues because not one person can have all the expertise. We are, I think, a pretty small group as far as financing. Basically, CSCU just have a budget that covers the salary. That's about it. We don't have any administrative support. We're embedded in the Division of Nutritional Sciences, who are very generous for us and giving us rooms. And when I need assistance with some administrative HR or whatever, I can rely on their department. But indeed, there is a need for making that happen.
I think the other thing that is really important for us campus-wide to remember is that these groups have to be able to talk to each other. I mean, Keith is already a part of the RDMSG. You saw his face up there. But we also refer people to any of the other consulting groups on campus, and I think that dialogue is really important to the success. We can't operate independently and be successful. We have to know when we're out of our league and we go somewhere else, and not even out of our league, but really not in our area of expertise, so that we can focus our energies appropriately. I always just point people to Keith.
All right, well, thank you very much.